So, Lincoln, my next question to you is tell me a scenario where you have provided a short term solution and a long term solution for a project that you have worked on. My next question is tell me a scenario where you have provided a short term solution and a long term solution for a project that you have worked on.
Okay. Um, so in my first semester as a freshman, we took as a class the course web development. It was my first time learning about web development, and web development is basically being taught about you know HTML, CSS, and how to integrate it with JavaScript and all sorts of things. So at the end of the semester, we were asked to do a project, a team project, and I gathered up me and two of my friends to work on a calculator. So we decided to work on a simple calculator version that we are going to use HTML, CSS, and integrate the back end and function of that web application with some JavaScript. So basically, uh, we were supposed to come up with all those ideas and to work on the project in a week's time. That was our time frame that we were given. Um, at first, uh, I opted to be the team leader. But since I wasn't really good at what we were doing, I backed down from being a team leader. But when I was a team leader, my first solution was, uh, guys, let's uh, try to go online and research, probably grab some code from a certain GitHub repository that already exists, and we just create this calculator and then present it as a project. No one will know. This solution would have worked, honestly. It was going to save us time, to be honest. But as a team, we really discussed about the situation. My solution was short term. It was something that would have happened in an hour. We could have created the calculator application in an hour. But uh, beyond that, we were not being honest to ourselves and to our class and to our lecture. So um, I also came up with another solution. Guys, if we are not going to do the GitHub, let's go and learn on how we can use JavaScript and how we can integrate it with HTML and CSS to come up with uh, a fully functional web application. So our next steps were to go and learn. I personally went to watch videos, 8-hour videos about JavaScript and how to use it. My fellow members went to do HTML and CSS. We specifically assigned ourselves these fields because those were the fields we were not strong in. I personally was strong in HTML and CSS. I could do the designing and all those things. But I opted to go and work for with the JavaScript part of things because I wasn't really good in JavaScript. So this solution uh, only didn't help us come up with a calculator, but also it developed our personal skills as the team members. So it took us about 5 days to learn, and then we had 2 days left to come up with the project. We came up together, and then one sleepless night, we just worked on our calculator application version. We collaborated on GitHub as a team. We were on the team's application, communicating to each other the whole night, trying to come up with one thing that we all loved and work on. And at the end of that day, of that night, early in the morning, our calculator version was up and running, beautiful. The front end, the back end, everything was awesome. So these two solutions made me realize two things: that there's always a short way to uh, to reach to a result, and there's always a long way as well to reach to a result. Both ways would have helped us. Both ways would have get us to the goal. But the long way taught me that we can develop skills amongst each other. But the short way would be cheating ourselves and we'll be depriving ourselves of things that we would have learned even during the week. It also taught me that long ways usually, uh, you know, brings out the quality of what we want to do. We even felt more proud of doing things originally by ourselves, and we even gained more skills of what we wanted to do in life and in the future. So, yeah, that's the scenario where I came up with a short method and a long method of solving something. At the end of the week, our project was one of the best projects, and it was just a simple calculator, but it eventually became one of the best in class, and it was so good and awesome.
Thank you, Lincoln, for sharing that wonderful story with me. And I'm really intrigued and I'm super impressed how you have been very honest with you and your team, providing that short term solution. Of course, short wins are great, but at the same time, if that is something that is going to help you in the long term, you immediately took a different approach, looked at what's the long term implications on learning a new technology to be able to implement the same project. And you eventually helped your team implement it, which is really great. And you also approach the question in that star approach, which is really good. You helped me understand the situation, what was the task that you're up against, provided clearly what's the short term solution, and eventually pivoted and also looked at other long term solutions. Even though it's going to take a little bit more time, you had a clear understanding of how that would actually help you in the long term, which is really good. I really wish you all the best. And thank you so much for sharing that question with me.